All right, it's Ron Goodall from FightHype.com. I'm here with, I don't know what to call you, the Jake Paul exposure now, or should I call you by your real name?
Hasim Rahman Jr, gold-blooded.
Awesome. Yo, it's a pleasure. And first and foremost, you've been having these tremendous sessions out in the gym with a lot of talented, people working with you, including your family, the Judas, Augie Sanchez, just what overall, the experience of just training with everyone for this fight, how's it been?
Man, it's been great. It's been a humbling experience to see how many people really got my back. And when duty calls for war, how many people on the front line. So, I'm a soldier going to war, so we just getting ready.
Now, you had the world, at the press conference, like, laughing at the jokes you were giving towards Jake Paul, the singing. I didn't know you were an R&B singer too, but the track runner and all the jokes and things like that. They're saying that you already 1-0 going into this just from the words, but that doesn't mean anything. The training and stuff like that. But how have you been taking all the additional press and media that's been coming your way?
I mean, I just feel like it's overdue, and this is what boxers who would put in the work like myself deserve. I feel like boxing has been needing a light to be put on it. So I'm appreciative for the opportunity to bring light to the sport and to bring light to my talent. So on August 6th, I get to show the world why boxing is a sweet science.
Yeah, and you've been a big advocate on a lot of things. Mentioning the fact that people have been talking about fighter pay and things like that.
It's funny because Jake Paul was like the one to start bringing all this fighter pay stuff out, but he finally in a fight with a real boxer. And you've been advocating for boxers to get more money and all this, but you pay the first boxer you fight, the first person that's been in boxing for over 10 years, first time you fight a boxer, you give him, less than half of what you gave the MMA fighters.
Yeah.
So really, he's really using boxing and wants to call himself a boxer, but then give him all the MMA fighters all the big money. So you really using boxing to catapult the MMA. I really feel like he's stealing from boxing. So, you know what I'm saying? What type of shit is that? You pay the boxer less. Literally half the amount of the lowest payment that you gave the MMA fighter. So he's a fraud to me. Everything he do is fraud, just a big fraud, and I'm gonna expose him on August 6th. I've already spoken several times about all the stuff that's going on with the fight. It's really, at this point now, it's time to put my hands on him.
When you say the hypocrisy, the fact that, like, I guess, not, just going into some details, he's criticized, like, Dana White for, like, paying fighters the minimum, I think something, I think he put a specific tweet that said that increase the minimum fighter pay fight to $50K, it's $12,000 right now. And in the sense that if he's highly critical and you're seized for minimum pay, he's not even doing the minimum pay for you.
He just, like I said, he's a fraud. He's such an advocate for people, get more money, give the fighters more money, give the fighters more money. The first time, he the promoter, he has the final say. And the first time he get a real boxer in there to be like, all right, this guy's been boxing, this guy's helped me out several times, several occasions.
You saved the date, you saved the card.
I saved the card. I'm the reason why he's getting a check, and you still give me, less than half of what you gave the MMA side to box. So you're using boxing to catapult these guys, but you give the boxers the short end of the stick. But it's okay, I'm gonna stand up for boxing, and I'm gonna whoop his ass on August 6th.
And I just want to clarify, this is not, some people are gonna be like, oh, this is complaining. You just signed it, you're just talking. Exactly.
I never complain, I never cry. I've always thank the Lord for putting me in this position, and I've been extremely grateful. I'm not complaining, I'm not saying that I wish I didn't sign it, nothing like that. I never ever once came across like that. I'm just telling the people what it is because I'm a real one. So when you get in there with a real one, when you involved with a real one, people fold and panic, and you know what I'm saying? They get y'all gonna see August 6th, he gonna panic. And just like he panicked at the press conference, got the standing up, he won't make the fucking bet. Got the panic, face turning all cherry red and all this other stuff. Like he gonna panic on fight night, He's Serrano. She pretty much already gave out their game plan. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, any fighter with that equalizer can. So he's counting on the right hand. He don't know a left hook from a fish hook. So he's counting on that wild overhand right, and for my left hand to be low, and for him to catch me. He thinks that the longer the fight goes on, the better chance he has, and that's going to be a sad case because we know what he's coming in the fight to do. He doesn't have better boxing skills than me. Anybody that tells him that is a liar. I'm gonna show him what it means to be in there with a real killer. So he got to be on point from round one to the end of the fight.
And just to go on the tweet, just wanted to clarify comparison. He put this tweet saying that, you know, he said he hopes Dana will increase the minimum fighter pay fight to 50K, it's 12K. He guarantee UFC fighters 50% of UFC annual revenues. He's not doing any percentage of the pay-per-view in this contract with you. And also provide long-term health care to all fighters. Was there any health care even brought up to say that he was going to?
Not that I know of. You know, I just feel like he's using, you know, right now, UFC's a little bit more popular in the mainstream than boxing. And he's just using, you know, Dana White and the UFC to, you know, get seen by people. Jake Paul just wants to be seen. So
criticize Dana and then come in boxing and doesn't do the same.
He brings the MMA fighters over here, and then they make all this catapult cash loads of money. And then when you finally get a boxer who you've been advocating for to get more pay, now you give them less than half of what you've been giving the MMA people. I mean, it's fraudulent to me. He's fraudulent, and like I said, I'm the Jake Paul exposer. I'm going to expose him on August 6th. And
to mention your Twitter handle, the Jake Paul exposer, is there drug testing that he's going to be implementing in this
You know,
fight?
It's crazy, right? Because he, when Tommy Fury was in the mix, he was so adamant. We gave Tommy Fury extra tickets. We gave him extra flights. We gave him the $2 million that he asked for. We gave him extra rooms. We did the VADA testing. But then when they came to me, it was, look, you take this or you leave it. We're not changing nothing. And if you say no, you never get a chance to fight Jake Paul again. And it's like, I mean, every boxer in the world that's around this weight wants to fight Jake Paul because they know it's a winnable fight. And I believe and I truly have faith in the Lord that I'm gonna come out victorious on August 6th. Is absolutely nothing he can do to deter me from accomplishing that goal. I'm gonna punish him. I'm not gonna give him nothing. He like I said before, if the compy box reads 0 for him at the end of the night, I feel like mission accomplished. But you can't swim without getting wet. That's why we getting ready.
And just to follow up, so there's no drug testing potentially in this fight, or
I know the New York State Athletic Commission. There's a great commission. I've been around for a long time, so you know, they did send me a list of banned substances that, you know, we can't use, but I don't use anything.
Of course
I'm
not.
100% natural fighter. So
because I know Willie's went out and said like you're not taking VADA or USADA testing.
I just know that VADA was a part of the Tommy Fury negotiations, but it was never brought up here. Now I come from the USA team, where when I was on the USA team, I was ranked. So they would come to my house and come drug test me before we went out to compete. That's not a factor here. VADA's not. VADA has nothing to do with this fight. VADA was never brought up in this situation, so I don't understand. I never, you know, and like I said, they said, look, this is take it or leave it, so I didn't get to have a say. And people keep saying, you know, well, why'd you sign the contract? Why you didn't negotiate this? Why you didn't negotiate? Because I didn't have that option. I had the option of, you take this or you leave it. If you don't sign it in 45 minutes, then we're gonna scrap the show and we moving on. You'll never get this opportunity again. I can't let an opportunity like that pass. And like I said before, this is something that I'm doing for all the Muslims in the world and all the boxing fans and the whole culture, man. We on this board. I'm gonna punish this man.